Hi guys! Welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do a very exciting video. We're going to do a fully booked book haul. So this is actually 1 month late. Dapat nung February ko pa to i-film, but as they say, better late than never. So before we begin, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell so that you'll get notified whenever I have new videos like this one. So, let's start! Okay, so first of all, fully booked. So, ito, lahat ng books that I would be discussing for today are binili ko from Fully Booked. So, for those who don't know, Fully Booked is one of the most prominent bookstores here in the Philippines. And sila talaga yung favorite kong bookstore. So, bakit ba si Fully Booked yung favorite ko na bookstore? So, number one is that gustong-gusto ko yung ambiance and yung aesthetics lang ng Fully Booked. So, when you go to Fully Booked branches, hindi ko ma-explain, pero ang ganda lang nung ambiance niya. And actually, even some Fully Booked bookstores before the pandemic, may mga katabi pa silang mga coffee shops. So, it adds to the experience. But aside from that, siguro kasi compared to National Bookstore, which is another prominent bookstore here in the Philippines, is that sa Fully Booked kasi, it's really more focused on the books. Unlike sa National Bookstore, medyo ang dami, all kinds of stationery and school supplies nandun. So medyo cluttered tingnan. But when it comes to Fully Booked, yung store mismo, it's really the books yung center of attention. Kaya gustong-gusto ko siya doon. And aside from that, number two is that super love ko yung customer service in Fully Booked. So, excellent talaga yung customer service nila. Number one is because they'll really assist you. And kung meron kang books that you can't find in the store or the branch that you're in, you can just approach the customer service and they'll help you look for the book. And if the book that you want is not in the particular store or branch that you are in, tatawagan nila yung ibang branches of Fully Booked. And then, kapag may nakita silang book, copy of the book that you want in other branches, ipapadala nila to your preferred store yung book para hindi ka na kailangan pumunta to the other branch. Diba? Sobrang convenient. Like one time, I asked for a book and yung only copy that they have is in their branch in Baguio. So, talagang pinadala nila yung copy of the book from Baguio to Manila. Free of charge. Yun pa yung maganda doon. And that's why I love them. And aside from that, if talagang wala yung gusto mong book, and hinanap na nila on their other branches and out of stock talaga, you can actually put in a special order for the books and they would be ordering that from their suppliers from US or UK. And ano lang, medyo pricey lang siya and medyo matagal. I think it will take up to 2 months before dumating yung order mo. But at least, it's the convenience that matters there. And they really would like to give you yung book na gusto mo. And, ayun. And aside from that, ang dami kong points when it comes to customer service. They also provide plastic cover services. So they're going to cover your book that na-purchase mo from their store with plastic cover. And upon request siya. So before, hindi ko talaga alam na meron ganon. But one time nakita ko, someone requested and they said it's free of charge. So sobrang thankful ako for that because really I'm a paperback person. So I buy books in paperbacks and I really put plastic cover para maprotektahan and ma-prolong yung life ng books. So it's a really good service for them na talagang they cover it. And sometimes nga when I buy a book and pina-reserve ko siya, and then when I go to the store, naka plastic cover na yung books ko kasi kilala na ako ni Kuya dun sa neighborhood Fully Booked branch ko. And also, aside from that, some books kasi even if you buy in the sa online stores nila in Lazada or Shopee, syempre pagdating nun sa'yo, it's not covered with plastic pa. You can actually bring those books to your nearest fully booked branch and they will cover that for you. So nagawa ko na yun and they really accommodated. So kudos to the customer service team of Fully Booked for that. And third point, why I love Fully Booked is that they have a Fully Booked discount card. So wala lang sa akin yung physical na card, but super love ko yung Fully Booked discount card because on a regular day, every purchase na mga regular items, you're entitled to 10% discount kung cash payment and 5% discount if credit card payment. And during your birthday week, I think 3 days before your birthday, on your birthday, and 3 days after your birthday, you are entitled to 20% off on regular items if you purchase via cash and 15% off if you purchase via credit card. O, diba? So that's why actually ang dami kong nabili and I'm filming this book haul because it was my birthday last February and I really bought a lot to really maximize yung 20% discount that they gave me. So talagang every year on my birthday, I want to do book hauls in Fully Booked because of that 20% discount. So yeah. So if you're asking kung paano magkaroon ng Fully Booked discount card, there are actually also 3 ways where you can get how you can get a Fully Booked discount card. Number 1 is that you can get a Fully Booked discount card for free if you have a 10,000 pesos single receipt purchase of books Fully Booked. So bili ka lang ng 10,000 worth of books, single receipt purchase, so you will be entitled to a free card. Number 2 is that you can accumulate purchases worth 15,000. So I think pwede yun for a year. So in a span of a year, mga 15,000 ka na worth of receipts. You can also exchange that for a free Fully Booked discount card. Or if medyo impatient ka na or hindi ka makabili agad ng 10,000 worth of books, so you can actually buy a Fully Booked discount card for 700 pesos only. But syempre, diba, 700 pesos isang book na yan. So if marami ka naman bibili na books or lagi ka talagang bumibili sa kanila, please accumulate your receipts because you will be able to get that Fully Booked discount card. And sulit talaga siya. So, after all that discussion, I'm going to discuss na lahat ng books na binili ko from Fully Booked. So last month, if you've watched actually my January wrap-up video, yung mga books doon, actually from Fully Booked din yun, pero that was January purchases naman, not the February purchases. And you will see that I discovered Brandon Sanderson. Nabasa ko yung first trilogy niya, which is the Mistborn trilogy, and after that, I super loved it. That's why I really wanted to read all his books. So kaya yung una kong binili would be the this is the Mistborn second era. So this is set in the same world after the Mistborn trilogy na first era. But I don't know, I think this one is set maybe decades or even centuries after yung first trilogy. So I think I'm excited to see kung ano yung mga changes, what happened to the story, but I think it's actually the same magic system here. So it's going to be Mistborns, Mistings, and Ferruchemi, and all those stuff. So I'm excited. So the first one in the second era trilogy is Alloy of Law, then Bands of Mourning, and then Shadows of Self. So yeah, excited to also read this one. So they say it's also good now. Okay, and then also from Brandon Sanderson is ito naman, all those books before, the one that I read na Mistborn trilogy, that is an adult fantasy, and also itong second era is also syempre adult fantasy. But aside from that, Brandon Sanderson also has these books na pang young adult. This is actually a young adult sci-fi duology, and it's called Skyward and Scythe. So this is actually set in a sci-fi world, and it's in space. So I think yun lang. Yun lang yung alam ko dito. So, I haven't actually read a lot of the synopsis, but they say that it's really good. But syempre, if compared to Brandon Sanderson's adult novels, the young adult version is not that much complicated yung plot and yung world building, but it's still very exciting, and it's a page turner. So I'm also excited to get to read Skyward and Scythe. Yeah. So aside from that, for Brandon Sanderson, if you also look at yung best fantasies right now and best work ni Brandon Sanderson, you will always see that the Stormlight Archives is part of the best fantasy lists currently. So then, yun talaga. So I made sure that I would be able to buy the Stormlight Archives as well. So the first book in the Stormlight Archives is The Way of Kings. And grabe, ito, this is a high fantasy epic story, and it follows a lot of characters. Hindi ko na actually alam kung ilang characters yung pina-follow, but it's really a very diverse and a very extensive world. And ayun, yun lang yung alam ko so far about this. And actually right now, 4 books out pa lang siya, but they say that the entire series is going to top about 10 to 14 books. I don't know, ang dami. But, diba, kesa I wait for the 14 books to come out, 10 to 14 books to come out, I would like to start it already. So, I bought the books. And actually, hindi siya masyadong halata here in the video, I think. But it's really, it's a big book. But it's, well, medyo misleading pala siya because the Skyward, parang parehas lang sila ng laki. But this actually is just around 400 pages. But this one is around 1,200 pages. So, siguro ang nipis lang masyado nung mga paper that has been used here. But yeah, this is my most intimidating read in my list because nga, actually, this is the longest book that I'll ever try to read na hindi ACADS. So this is, I think, more than 1,200 pages. Yeah, so this is the first book, Way of Kings. Second book is Words of Radiance. Ayan. Then third book is Oathbringer. And then the fourth book, and the last book out, I think this just was released Q4 2020. So bagong-bago lang siya. This is Rhythm of War. So yeah, I'm actually, yeah, sabi ko nga, I'm very intimidated in reading this kasi nga 1,200 plus pages siya. But actually, they say that you really won't feel na 1,000 plus pages siya because you're going to fly through it because sobrang page turner ng story. So, I'm really excited to get myself to read this and delve into the story. But actually, hindi ko palang alam kung when I'll be going to start with this one. But yeah, I'm really very excited. And sobrang kapal ng books. Sobrang kapal. Ayan. So, those are all the Brandon Sanderson books that I actually bought. And aside from that, what else? I bought the Ember in the Ashes series. So this is the Ember in the Ashes series by Saba Tahir. This is the first book, An Ember in the Ashes. The second book is A Torch Against the Night. The third book is A Reaper at the Gates. And the last and final book is Sky Beyond the Storm. So, actually, sobrang trending din ito, and it's really very a hype series in Booktube. So, talagang I've heard a lot of good feedback about this quartet. And it's actually set in a world na inspired by the Roman Empire. It's about this girl named Laia, who was part of the slave class, I think, in that world. And then one day, his brother was kidnapped for treason. And because of that, she asked the help of the resistance in order to help free his brother, that she goes undercover as a spy into the military academy And then there, she meets the other main character, who is Elias. So Elias is one of the soldiers, elite soldiers in that in the Empire. And together, meeting together, they're going to start on a journey in order to overthrow or save their empire. So yun, I'm excited to really read these books. But actually, kapag mga series, I want them to match. So if it's going to be paperback, dapat lahat paperback. Or if it's going to be hardbound, I want them to be all hardbound. Pero this one kasi, this is paperback, the first 3 books. And then the last book, because this one is very new, it just went out also Q4 2020. Hardbound pa lang siya. And I told myself, am I going to buy the hardbound? Hindi siya match. But again, I think I'm excited to read it na. And wala pa siyang available na paperback. And it's a signed copy by the author. And kaya napabili na rin ako because I really want to have this one. Signed copy siya. So this one, it's signed by the author. It's signed by Sabata here. And nagulat ako because usually hardback books are like 1,000 plus pesos. And lalo na if it's a signed copy, it's going to be more expensive. But this one, it's just 850 pesos. Hardback, signed copy pa siya. And of course, may 20% off pa ako dito. So, I decided to buy it already. So yeah, excited to read this series as well. And then, what else? Aside from that, I also, if you also remember, last month, I also discovered V.E. Schwab as an author, and I super loved the Shades of Magic trilogy, and up to today, it's still the #1 spot in my top list this year. So I also wanted to read more of her books. So I also decided to get I think this is the Villains series. The first book being Vicious and the second book being Vengeful. So I think this is more about Victor and Eli, who are best friends when they were in college, and they are working on their thesis in college, and what they wanted to work on was EOs, or extraordinaries, or what they call people with superpowers. They wanted to do the research on, are extraordinaries born or can they be made? And then in this series, we started off with them also being enemies already years after. So parang mapapaisip ka, what happened to them? If before, no college sila, they were best of friends, why are they now the worst of enemies? So that's mostly the synopsis of these 2 books. So yeah, excited to also read this too. And then aside from that, from V.E. Schwab then, I also have this one, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. So can you just take some time to really gush about how beautiful this book is? So yan, it's so pretty. Actually, backstory with this book is that gusto ko talaga magkaroon ng copy nito, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, because this is the most recent work of V. Schwab, and actually this is also released lang Q4 2020. And when I went to all the bookstores, especially fully booked, they don't have stocks na, because everyone was just literally reading it and it's in demand worldwide. So I even asked them, can I put in a special order for this? But they said that di talaga nila alam when they'll have copies. So what I did was I actually ordered online to have it ordered directly from the US and then shipped na lang here in the Philippines. But since it's sea cargo, medyo matagal pa siya darating here in the country. I think earliest May. So sabi ko, okay, let's just wait for that. And then a few weeks before, I was just passing by fully booked and I saw that they already have a copy. And I told myself, do I want to buy this? Because actually, una ko in order was the US cover, and it's very different from this. And this is the UK hardback cover. And this is much more beautiful, as in yung US cover was just like plain black with gold letters on it, but this one, it has flowers and this design. It's so pretty. So sabi ko, I'm gonna buy this. So this is gonna be my second copy na. But I can't resist because it's not the dust jacket that made me do it. It's actually the naked back. Look at that. The naked hardback. Meron siyang rose gold foiling with a tree, and I think that's one of the main characters, and then also the spine, rose gold. So, yeah, dahil dito, nagpabili ako. Because usually, yung mga other hardbacks, they don't have any design dito sa naked cover. And only special edition books have this. But this is just the regular UK edition. That's why I wanted to buy it. And it's so pretty, and I don't regret buying this. Yeah, so let's see. I'm very excited also to read this. And ang dami talagang nagsasabi na this is their top book for 2020, and they cried so much reading this. And ako, I love a good emotional cry with books. So I'll update you kapag nabasa ko na to. Yep. And then, what else did I buy? So, I also bought this. I bought The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, and also The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. So, actually, I just decided to buy these books because their most recent works, so yung most recent work ni Erin Morgenstern is The Starless Sea. Yun talaga yung caught my eye. And also Madeline Miller's Circe. Is it Circe? Circe? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. But yun yung mga latest works nila. And a lot of people are saying that those are very good books. But the earlier books, which is this one, The Night Circus and The Song of Achilles, are much better. So I decided to get this two first and see if I would like the way that Erin Morgenstern and Madeline Miller writes, and then if I love these books, and then I would proceed to also buy and read the other books. So yeah, looking forward to this too as well. And so, taas na pataas yung stock natin here. And then I also bought, what else did I buy? Yep, okay. So here, I bought this is Middle Game by Schusterman Maguire. So this is also a fantasy, but it's just a standalone. So actually, medyo super rare lang in fantasy. This is an adult fantasy book that you come across na a standalone lang. Usually, it's going to be a duology, a trilogy, a quartet, or a long series. But this one, it's just a standalone. So I'm really curious about it. And actually, this has been nominated in the Alex, Nebula, and Hugo Awards. So talagang mas naging curious ako on what this is about. So let's see if this is worth all the awards and the nominations that it got. So update ko kayo once I read this na. Aside from that, I also bought this one. This is Children of Virtue and Vengeance by Tomi Adeyemi. So this is actually the second book already in Tomi Adeyemi's series. I'm not sure if it's just going to be a duology or series. But the first book is Children of Blood and Bone. I don't have that yet actually, pero I didn't want to lose this opportunity because this is at 50% off na. So 50% off na siya. So I just bought this for like 300 pesos. So sabi ko, okay, let's just buy this, and then I'll just look for a copy of the Children of Blood and Bone. So yeah, so I think yun muna yung kailangan kong gawin. I look for a copy of the first book before I can proceed to read this one. Pero I bought it na to maximize the discount. And I bought this one. This is the Ember Queen. This is the third book and the last book in the trilogy of Ash Princess and Lady Smoke. So yun yung first two books, Ash Princess and Lady Smoke. I actually have the two books already, and I actually already read those books, but wala na ko maalala what that story is about. But what I just remember is that I really loved it and I enjoyed it. And now that the final book is out, siguro I'll just reread the first 2 books before I get to this. So, but I'm happy that I completed the series already. So yeah. And then I also got this trilogy. This is N.K. Jamison's Broken Earth trilogy. So sobrang famous din nito for fantasy readers because this is really a very good book, and this is actually awarded as the Hugo Award consecutively. Like all 3 books na-awardan sila ng Hugo Award. So let's open. Ayan. So the first book is the 5th season. So this is the winner of the Hugo Award in 2016. The second book is The Obelisk Gate. It's winner of the Hugo Award in 2017. And the third book is The Stone Sky. Is actually the winner of the Hugo Award and the Nebula Award for 2018. So, ngayon lang ako nakakita ng every single book in the trilogy is awarded by an award-giving body. So they say that this is really exceptional. So I really want to get to these books and see kung ano ba yung different here, why each of them won the award. Yes, exciting. Yep. And aside from that, I think this is the last 3 books. Last 3 books na. I also got myself some romance. So I think all of these that I showed you, these are all fantasy books, and it's really just shows that I am really a fantasy reader, and I love reading fantasy because I think it's more of escapism that it brings me to another world with all this magic, and it really gives me a sense of a wonder, and it really stretches my imagination. But aside from fantasy, I also like reading some romance. So I also got myself 3 romance books. So these books are also part of, if you search best romance books, this 3 will always be a part of that. So I got myself The Hating Game by Sally Thorne, The Kiss Quotient by Helen Wang, and The Bride Test, also by the same author, Helen Wang. So yeah, actually I don't know much about the synopsis of these 3 books, but yeah, they're always part of the best romance novels na nasa-search ko in Goodreads and in YouTube. That's why I wanted to read this as well. So I think ayan na siya, all the books that I hoarded. Hoarded na siya, not just the whole. But meron akong dumating na package also from Fully Book. I actually ordered this from their online store in Lazada, and it made it in time for this video. So i-unbox na natin siya now, just to para alam nyo kung ano yung itsura kapag umorder ka in Fully Book online. So this is what it looks like when you order from Fully Book online. So I ordered from Lazada, but you can also order from Shopee, so it's the same. So it will come in this very secure bubble wrapped box. Ayan, so sige, open na natin. Okay. So I think, so what I like about Fully Book is, yun nga, they make sure that the books are well packaged para during the shipping process is hindi na-damage yung books. Actually, super innovative, because before I actually ordered na from their online store before the pandemic, or like early stages of the pandemic, and hindi pa siya ganito na naka-box or naka-ganito na Fully Book na box. But because siguro they wanted to put in place more precautions for the books. They put it here and hindi talaga sila nagtipid. So, thank you for the book. More bubble wrap and yeah, ang hirap niya nga buksan. It's very secure. Your books are very secure. Kaya, if you're worried about buying books, tapos baka masira or madamage during shipping, don't worry because si Fully Book, grabe. Ayan siya. So, let's open it. So, it's a box. And then, after the box, meron pa siyang like a stylo, thin stylo. Para talaga hindi masira yung box. So, yeah. Ito siya. And then, let's open it. So this is what I ordered. It's a book set. This is the Arc of a Scythe trilogy by Neil Schusterman. So this is also a very popular book in the YouTube community, and this is actually a dystopian novel. So it's set in a world where all of man's ills and all of man's problems are eliminated. Like there's no more poverty, there's no more famine, and we cannot die of natural causes. And because of that, dahil wala nang namamatay, of course, the world's problem is overpopulation. And because of that, as well, they have delegated some people called Scythes who will kill people para to eliminate the problem of overpopulation. So yan yung high-level synopsis niya. And they say that this is really a very good book with lots of plot twists and turns. So I'm also excited to really read this. Yan. So the first book is Scythe, the second book is Thunderhead, and the third book is The Toll. So yeah, ayan siya. Naka-plastic pa siya. And also, one of the things na gusto ko rin when ordering also from the online store is that number one, they'll give you your receipt. Ayan. So, talagang they give you the receipt. And it's actually very important because when you buy something in the internet or online, they don't usually give the receipt. But for this one, isinasama talaga nila. And they also give you a free bookmark. So, ito din. Kaya minsan talaga I order also online because they give you a free bookmark. But actually, when you buy on the store itself, di ka nila walang free bookmark. But on the online store, they always give you a free bookmark per order. So it's a lot of, it's just some quotes, bookish quotes. So in this one, it reads, "A great book should leave you with many experiences and slightly exhausted at the end. You live several lives while reading it," by William Styron. Ayan. So I keep lahat ng mga fully booked bookmarks ko. Ayan. So yeah, I think that's all of the books that I bought for myself for my birthday last month. I think it top 30 books. But I'm really very excited to read all of these, and I'm really very happy because I got this at the discounted prices because of the fully booked discount card. So guys, what are you waiting for? Please, 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 kung gusto nyong makatipid in fully booked, please get that fully booked discount card. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this video for today, and see you again in my next video. Stay curious and stay fabulous. Bye!